Hi yogis, and welcome to your quick morning yoga practice. Today we are going to begin class lying down flat on our backs, drawing our knees into our chest and taking a moment to check in here. Maybe once you have your knees hugged into your chest, you rock back and forth side to side to release through the lower spine. A morning yoga practice is a great way to wake up the body and also to bring intention into your day. Perhaps just take a moment here to thank yourself for taking this time and begin to ask yourself, what energy would you like to bring into this day today? Take a long, deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. Go ahead and release the soles of both feet down to the mat and cross your right ankle on top of your left thigh, setting up for a reclined pigeon pose. Keeping your right foot active, stay here or begin to draw your left knee in toward your chest, interlacing your hands behind your left thigh or in the front of your left shin. Breathe into the hips this morning as they slowly wake up. And release. Both soles of the feet come back to the mat. Let's move to the other side. Left ankle crossing over the top of the right thigh. Keep active through your left foot as you begin to draw your right knee in toward your chest, interlacing your hands behind your right thigh or in front of your right shin if you did so on the other side. Release both soles of the feet back to the mat and we'll set up for bridge pose here. Make sure your feet are about hip width distance apart. Hands along sides. You should be able to tickle the backs of your heels. On our breath, we're going to roll in and out of bridge pose 3 times, also adding in a nice arm stretch by lifting our arms up and overhead. So on your next inhale, push into your feet and lift your hips up to the sky while also lifting your arms up and overhead. And exhale, release your hips back down, release your hands along your sides. Again, inhale, lift your hips, lift your hands. Exhale, release. Once more, inhale, lift. And exhale, release. Go ahead and just windshield wiper the legs back and forth, side to side a couple times. Go ahead and hug your knees in once more, give yourself a squeeze, and rock up into a tabletop pose. Hands and knees. Once you find yourself in your tabletop pose, come up to kneeling. We're going to set up for gate pose here. Extend your right leg out straight to the side, hands lift. And on your exhale, right hand releases down your right leg, left hand up and overhead. Big side body stretch. Release back to kneeling. Interlace your hands behind your tailbone and lift your chest up, opening up through the heart. Look up. Exhale, release. Let's move to gate pose on the other side, this time extending your left leg out straight to the side. Inhale your hands up overhead and exhale your left hand down your left leg. Right hand comes up and overhead. Come back up to kneeling and make your way back into your tabletop pose, hands and knees. From here, we'll move into our first downward facing dog, so tuck through the toes. And begin to lift your hips up and back, pushing through the hands, opening through the chest, maybe bending one knee and then the other. Eventually finding stillness in your down dog. Taking a deep breath in through the nose and exhale through the mouth. On your next inhale, lift your right leg up to the sky, bend the knee and open up through the hip. Exhale back to center and begin to pull your right foot up and in between your hands, setting up for crescent lunge. Knee stacked over ankle, go ahead and push through the feet and come up into your high lunge. Hands lift to the sky. Nice big bend through your front knee. On your exhale, open twist to the right, right hand back, left hand forward, looking right. Go ahead and release back to center and bring your hands to heart center. At the beginning of class, we did reclined pigeon. From here, we're going to move into standing pigeon. Begin to ground down through your right foot and come up to stand on your right leg, bringing your left ankle through to stack on top of your right thigh, just above your right knee. Keeping active through your left foot, begin to slowly settle the hips down, keeping a long straight spine. Breathe into your hips. And release both feet down, coming up to stand, lifting your arms up above your head, interlacing your fingers, releasing your index finger, long and straight through the spine. Lift up before lifting over to the right. Release back to center. Let's go to the other side, up and over to the left. Release back to center and go ahead and swan dive your hands all the way down to the mat, forward fold. On your inhale, halfway lift, hands come to your shins or your thighs, nice straight flat back. And release, plant the hands, step both feet back into plank pose, holding here for just a breath. Roll through the spine as you lift yourself up and back into downward facing dog. On your next inhale, lift your left leg to the sky, bend through the knee and open up through the hip. Release back to center and bring your left leg through, left foot between your hands, setting up for crescent lunge on this side. Root down through your left foot, push up into high lunge, hands lift. Exhale, open twist to the left, left hand back, right hand forward, looking over toward the left. Inhale back to center, hands lift, and exhale, hands to heart center. Coming up to standing pigeon on the other side, ground down through your left foot. As you come to stand on your left leg, crossing your right ankle just above your left knee. Keeping active through your right foot, arrive here and begin to slowly set your hips back. Remaining long and straight through the spine, breathe here. Release both feet down, come to stand. Make sure your feet are about hip width distance and interlace your hands behind your back. Reach down with the hands to lift through the heart and open up through the chest. Maybe look up and then begin to fold, bringing your interlaced hands up and overhead. Maybe bending slightly through the right knee and dipping your right shoulder toward your knee. Before moving to the other side, straightening through the right leg, bending through the left knee, dropping your left shoulder toward your left knee. Come back to center, release your hands down to the mat. Halfway lift, hands come to shins or thighs. And fold. Plant through the hands, step the feet back into plank pose. And release the hips up and back into downward facing dog. In this down dog, take a long, deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. Begin to slowly set the knees down and come into an easy cross-legged pose. When you arrive, make sure one shin is just slightly stacked in front of the other. Inhale, lift both hands to the sky, and exhale, begin to fold forward, keeping your fingertips tented on the mat and active through the arms. Inhale back up to center and switch the cross of your shins, bringing the other shin forward this time, slightly in front of the other. Inhale your arms back up to the sky and exhale. Begin to fold, walking your hands out, keeping your fingertips tented and your arms active. Release back up to center and bring the soles of your feet together to touch, setting up for butterfly pose. Soles of the feet together, knees out wide. Your feet can be further in toward your sitting bones for a slightly deeper stretch, or they can be further away from you for a more restorative butterfly pose. Once you find the variation that works for you today, inhale, straighten through the spine, and exhale, fold. Releasing through the head, letting the spine have a natural round, releasing through the jaw. Take a few breaths here. Slowly release back up, and we'll end class today in a comfortable seated pose. When you arrive, bring your hands to heart center and just take a moment to notice. Notice how you feel now versus the beginning of class. Is there any more openness or energy cultivated? Perhaps you can set an intention to take with you into the rest of your day, a word or phrase to carry with you. Perhaps that's just gratitude to yourself for taking this time this morning. Take a long, deep inhale through the nose and exhale through the mouth. Once more, long, deep inhale through the nose and exhale through the mouth. Thank you so much for joining me for this practice. Have a wonderful day. Namaste.